All right, you guys, it's time for story time. So I know we've mentioned it in a video that we were going to do a video on the Karen Tonya breakup, and that was all on my end. So let's just go ahead and back it up a little bit. So August of 2023 is when I got saved. Amazing, absolutely amazingness. And every day, oh my gosh, Karen and I would talk about the stories, what's going on, what G would say. It was like a honeymoon for like 2 solid months, and there was no corrections being done by Karen because I didn't think I needed to be corrected about anything. So basically for like 8 weeks, it was so much fun. I'm learning so much and just having a great time. And I'm like on this high of like life that I've never felt like this, just pure joy. I mean, you just can't explain it, describe it. So about 8 weeks in, my head's kind of getting big, and he warned me, told me to, stay grounded, but I didn't pay attention apparently. And so in about 8 weeks in, I was like, all right, G, I'm ready to walk, learn, live in the spirit. Oh, I didn't say learn. I didn't want to learn apparently, because that's what the story is about. So I said that I would like to live in the spirit all the time and see things in the spirit. And G says to me, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. My head's big. I think I know everything. And he said it again. Are you sure? That should have been my first clue. Well, the first clue was, are you sure? I didn't get that clue. So he asks me again, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, this is great. Let's do that. So I want to see things in the spirit. I'm ready. I know I am. It's only 8 weeks in. I was not ready at all. So Karen comes over to work that morning, and I was like, hey buddy, I saw something this morning. You know how we just let the pigs free range? Cause maybe later down the road, we were going to do something with the pigs. And I thought it was kind of cool. Oh yeah, I saw that this morning, that we're just not going to be doing that. We're going to get them put back up, get all the pigs over there. She's like, why would you even have the pigs running all over the place anyways? They have poop on the ground, on our shoes, on the porch, on the house. We carry it in the house. What even makes that okay with you? And I'm like, well, we're not doing it. No, it's not what I asked. What makes that okay with you to have poop everywhere? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I thought it was fun. I thought it was kind of cool to have pigs just running around. And if we had like an Airbnb here, people would love it. But I already decided we wasn't going to do that because G showed me it wasn't a good idea. So basically, why are you harping me on it? I didn't say that, but I was like, oh gosh, okay, she rolled on the bed on the wrong side or something. I don't know, because I think it's all everybody else and not me. So then we walk into the house and we're doing something. She goes, hey, why is the floor like that? That is not even sanitary. I'm like, well, I mean, it's clean. Like, what are you talking about? Is this how you would have it if Jesus was here staying? I mean, is the house like sanitary like that? And I'm like, well, now that you say it, no, I probably could mop some more, but my gosh, I mean, I didn't think I was supposed to be getting up at midnight anymore, 1 and 2 in the morning to do all the work and work a 14-hour day and get up early. Like, how much more can I be doing? I mean, I can only be doing so much. It was still all about me. So as the day went on, she corrected me during the day. I cut her off because I was doing it all the time and did not know it's really rude to cut people off, but I couldn't control myself, my flesh. There was no self-control whatsoever. So she'd speak, I'm like, oh my gosh, guess what's happening? And like that, I just kind of lose control. So anyways, back to this. I just kind of lost it, and that's just what happens. And let me not get off on a tangent about that, but I would cut her off all the time. Everybody, actually, I thought that what I had to say was way more important than the person. I've learned, zip it. Don't interrupt people. Be respectful. So, but that took me a long time, and I'm still working on it. Sometimes I still do it, so I'm still working on that one. So during the day, I was being corrected basically all day long, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, and I'm sure Karen could sense it because I was trying to be like, what is going on, G? I'm not used to this. Like, what is happening? Like, I mean, why am I being corrected? I didn't know I needed corrected. So I was so thankful for that day to be done with. But by the time I went to bed, I was crying. I'm sure, oh my gosh, G, I can't do anymore. I can't get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's going to take me that much time to get up and do some more work. And I'm already working too much, blah, 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 blah. So I was just a hot mess. And I was crying, and I was like, forget it. Take it back. I don't want to do this. I'm not ready for the spirit. He said, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. I don't want to do this, because that was just really, it wasn't fun anymore. I didn't like it. I didn't like any of it at all. So he's like, okay, you sure? Again, I'm not getting those clues yet. That he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. I cannot do this. This is way too much. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm going to talk to my buddy, and she's going to say, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. I'll be so sweet and nice and tell you everything you want to hear. That's what I'm thinking is about to happen, right? Wrong. So Karen calls me within like 30 minutes. And I'm like, oh man, what's going on? I mean, I'm sure my stomach flipped and I was like, oh crap, what's about to happen? I'm sure she sensed it because I'm sure I was offended all day long. And she goes, well, I have a question for you. Does this make you uncomfortable, what I said to you? I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah, like that was a lot. Well, it's not fair for me to not be able to speak into your life. It's like a one-sided relationship. And I'm like, I mean, it was just so much. It was just a lot. And so basically when we spoke about it, she was like, it's not fair for me to not be able to speak to you and say what's on my mind or say things that I need to say. So there's really, if that's how you feel, she asked me, made it really clear, is that how you feel? And I was like, yes, it's too much. I can't do this. I don't want to do that. She says, well, then there's nowhere for us to go. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it's my buddy. We talk about God all the time. Okay. But I was relieved because I couldn't handle that day at all. So I was relieved, but sad. So very relieved, but very sad. So after we got off the phone, I was crying. Oh my God, gee, I miss my buddy. I can't not talk to my buddy. We talk about you all the time. I was a hot mess. So the next few days went on and it was bad. I was just missing my buddy. I couldn't call her about anything, couldn't talk to her about anything. I would text her saying, hey, I talked to G and I know that we are going to be, I could see us in the future. So like, just hang tight. Cause like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure we're going to be able to be friends again. I just don't know how, but I'm sure. And I did that. And I was like, I love you, buddy. Thank you for teaching me everything. I text her all the time. I thought it was totally cool because I had to get it off my chest. But again, it was all about me. I would text her a lot. I'd call her. She would listen quietly, seeing if I had a question about God to help me. But it was still all about me. And I was so sad. I missed her so much. And basically that went on for about, I don't know, a few weeks, if I had to guess, a few weeks. It was kind of bad. I would text her all the time, call her all the time. And I went to go call her another time and say, hey buddy, you know what? I'm starting to see through this. Like, I think we can, this is going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. She's like, girl, stop. Something's not right here. I told you once, told you twice, told you about 3 times. Stop. This is between you and God. Stop calling me. And I was like, oh, like I really started to get it then. And I was like, got it. So no texting Karen, no calling Karen. All right, I don't know what this looks like, but I finally got it. It took a little bit for it to get into my thick skull that I needed to stop because it was just weird. It was just weird what I was doing. So after I got off the phone with her and I said, all right, G, I really miss my friend. I want her to speak to me, but clearly I cannot still have her speak to me because even that was offended. I got offended over just her speaking truth. So I was like, I really want my buddy back, God. I don't know what to do, but you need to help me. He said, are you ready? I said, yes, I'm ready. All right. So we did what I would call like a 2-3 month, somewhere in there, boot camp, where I just listened to him. He corrected me. I started listening and applying everything he was saying in the Word a lot, reading or listening to Chosen a lot, just talking to God 24/7 around the clock. And I would ask him, please help me take constructive criticism and let me help apply it to my life. Actually, eventually what I was saying is help me love that. Help me love to be corrected because there was no part of me that loved any part of correction. So that went on for about, probably, like I was saying, it went on for a while. So we were getting closer and closer and closer, and I could tell that I wasn't getting offended. I could tell that I wouldn't be getting offended. Like he would show me, oh yeah, you'd get offended over that. And I'm like, why? And he would break it down and show me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then it would happen again. He'd show me, oh yeah, that would offend you. Oh, why? Okay. Now I'm starting to understand. God was correcting me. And I was like, oh, okay. I now see it that way. So basically for a while, I called it boot camp. So I just live, breathe, eat, sleep, drink, whatever G told me to do, listening, paying attention, and not getting offended. So that's where that transpired. So now let's fast forward till I'm about ready to be able to have Karen back in my life. And she came one day and I couldn't help it. I knew that we were so close, but it wasn't like the psychotic one that from a few months ago or 8 weeks ago or however long ago it was. It was like really legitimately close, but I couldn't help myself. When she got there, I'm like, buddy, I'm so close. I am so close to be able to speak into my life and me not get offended. She's like, really? I'm like, yes, I'm so close. I'm so close. So by the next morning, G and I talked about it. He goes, go ahead. I said, I'm ready. He goes, yeah, you're ready. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait. So as soon as she got here, gave her a big hug and I cried. I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy, but I didn't let you speak truth into my life, because that's what it is. I did not allow her to speak truth into my life. I didn't want to hear it. I only wanted to hear what I wanted to hear when I wanted to hear it, so I could be in control of everything. And I just didn't want to hear it. So I hugged her, I thanked her, and then it started that day. That's where we picked back up, and the friendship started again, healthier, better, amazing. And here we are today. And I'm so thankful that I humbled myself and apologized and learned. How unfair is it to have someone in your life that can only be one-sided, and you only hear what you want to hear or let them speak into your life? I didn't let her speak truth. There's wisdom there. She is amazing, and I'm so thankful that I have her in my life. It's just been life-changing, amazing. So there's some things that I could have done way differently. So I'm hoping that I could help somebody not go through the few months of torment that I tormented myself, because I had a pity party, crying, hysterical. It was pretty ridiculous. So all I really needed to do was, after that whole day happened, I could have called her and said, Karen, let me tell you what's going on, and told her the whole story. Can you help me? I'm getting offended. Can you and I take this to God together? Can we break it down? Can we work on this? I need help. Because when you spoke to me like that, I took everything personal, and I didn't know how to handle it. I could have gone to her and just said, hey, buddy, this was really hard. Can we start working on this together? That's all I needed to do, and it would have just been done. But no, I was like, forget it. I'm out. Peace out. God, take it away. Forget it. I shouldn't have even asked you that. So I could have just gone to Karen and said, hey, buddy, this is what happened to me today, and can you help me? And I know it would have been just done right then and there, but I like to do things a painful way sometimes. So it took about 8 solid weeks before I could even let her speak into my life. And for the first month, I would still have to ask God, please help me. Please help me. Let me not get offended. So I still work on that. I mean, sometimes she'll say something, I'm like, oh, nope, don't go back there, Tonya. Don't do that again. Hey, what did you mean by that? Clarify that. Let me understand it. I don't just drop it and say, oh, it's going to be okay. I want to understand. If she asks me something, I'm like, oh, A, I didn't see it that way. That's usually what happens. Or B, I didn't understand it. Third, I have to make sure I even understand what she's asking me. So now I clarify the conversations, and now we just talk about it, and it's amazing. So that was the breakup. Yeah, there was about a 2-month period where it was like a breakup. So my buddy Karen, that was our breakup story. So we're back together, and now everything is great. And we still talk about things, hash things out, kind of go back and forth. We let God guide us, but it's amazing. So that's the breakup story. Yeah, when you get constructive criticism from somebody that hears from God, just listen. And then if you don't understand, you get offended, ask them. Just ask them. So let people speak into your life that, like Karen, right now, if you have a question for Karen, just ask her. Just ask her. Be honest, be open, just ask. And it's just much easier, instead of putting your walls up like I did and having a pity party for myself for a little while, because that was no fun. So that's the breakup story, but we're back together. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.